The war had raged for 17 cycles, consuming entire star systems in its fury. The Void Swarm, an extra-dimensional entity that devoured matter itself, had breached into their reality through a quantum tear near the Andromeda Junction. Every advanced civilization in the local galactic cluster had thrown their finest fleets against the encroaching darkness, only to watch in horror as entire worlds were reduced to empty space. Supreme Commander Thissera of the United Galactic Defense Force stood before the holographic war room, her insectoid features rigid with exhaustion. Around her, the representatives of 32 species maintained their vigil, monitoring a battle that seemed increasingly hopeless. "Status report from the Centauri front," she commanded, her mandibles clicking with stress. Captain Zor Hal of the Kristesh Empire materialized in the center display, his energy-based form flickering with interference. "The 17th Fleet has been completely consumed. The swarm has broken through our quantum barriers and is advancing toward the core worlds. Estimated time to Nexus Prime, 14 standard hours." The weight of those words settled over the command center like a shroud. Nexus Prime wasn't just another world. It was the seat of galactic civilization, home to 12 billion souls from dozens of species. "What about the experimental dimensional weapons?" asked Dr. Vexira, the galaxy's leading quantum physicist. "Ineffective. The swarm seems to adapt to our technology within hours of first contact. It's learning faster than we can innovate." Supreme Commander Thissera's compound eyes swept across the tactical displays. Red zones marked where the swarm had already consumed reality itself, leaving behind regions where space-time simply ceased to exist. The pattern of destruction showed an intelligence behind the chaos. The entity was specifically targeting the most advanced civilizations first, as if it found their technology particularly appetizing. "Sir?" Communications Officer Nelvat interrupted, his reptilian voice carrying an odd note of confusion. "We're receiving a transmission on an unknown frequency. The signal is strange. Define strange. It's using quantum entanglement for faster-than-light communication, but the encryption protocols are completely foreign. The mathematics behind it shouldn't be possible with current technology." Thissera's antenna twitched. "Source?" "That's the problem, sir. The signal appears to be originating from the Sol system." A collective silence fell over the command center. The Sol system had been quarantined for over 4 centuries after its third world experienced a catastrophic ecological collapse. The species there, humans, they had called themselves, had been classified as extinct following a series of devastating wars and environmental disasters. Regular surveys had shown no signs of advanced technology or spacefaring capability. "You're certain of the coordinates?" "Confirmed, sir. But there's more. The signal is requesting permission to join the Defense Coordination Network." Dr. Vexira's energy form pulsed with skepticism. A dead system requesting military coordination? It must be a swarm deception. "Run a full spectral analysis," Thissera ordered. "I want to know exactly what we're dealing with." The results appeared moments later, causing several officers to step back in shock. The transmission contained detailed information about the Void Swarm's quantum signature, its dimensional intrusion points, and tactical data that their best scientists had taken months to compile. How could a primitive species possess this information? Captain Zor Hall asked. Before anyone could respond, the long-range sensors detected massive energy signatures emerging from the Sol system. 12 objects, each roughly the size of a small moon, had broken orbit and were accelerating toward the battle zone at impossible velocities. "Magnify Sector 7, Alpha," Thissera commanded. The tactical display zoomed in, revealing vessels unlike anything in their databases. The ships appeared to be constructed from a crystalline material that bent light around their hulls, creating an almost ethereal appearance. More disturbing were the energy readings each vessel was generating, power levels equivalent to a small star. Those designs. Dr. Vexira's form brightened as she accessed her research archives. The quantum resonance patterns match theoretical work done centuries ago by human scientists. But this level of advancement should have taken millennia to achieve. Communications Officer Nelvart's voice carried a note of awe. "Sir, we're receiving another transmission. This one is directed specifically at you. Patch it through." The holographic display shimmered, then resolved into the image of a human female. Her appearance was subtly different from the archived records, taller, with enhanced bone structure and eyes that seemed to contain flecks of starlight. When she spoke, her words carried an odd harmonic resonance. "Supreme Commander Thissera of the United Galactic Defense Force. I am Admiral Elena Vasquez of the Human Collective. We understand you're experiencing difficulties with an extra-dimensional incursion." Thissera's mandibles clicked in surprise. "Human Collective? Our records indicate your species achieved extinction 4 centuries ago. Your records are incomplete. Humanity survived, but we chose isolation while we evolved beyond our primitive origins. We've been monitoring your conflict with the entity you call the Void Swarm. We believe we can offer assistance." The tactical displays suddenly updated with new information as the human vessels reached the outer perimeter of the battle zone. What they showed defied everything the galactic military understood about warfare. The human ships didn't engage the swarm directly. Instead, they began generating massive gravitational fields, warping space-time itself around the dimensional tiers. The effect was immediate and stunning. The quantum ruptures that allowed the swarm access to their reality began to seal. "Impossible," Dr. Vexira whispered. "They're manipulating the fundamental structure of space-time. That level of technology shouldn't exist." Admiral Vasquez's image smiled, an expression that somehow seemed both human and utterly alien. "Commander, humanity has had 4 centuries to contemplate our place in the universe. We learned that evolution isn't just biological, it's technological, psychological, and dimensional. While the galaxy focused on traditional warfare, we mastered the forces that govern reality itself." The battle reports streaming in confirmed what the sensors showed. Wherever the human vessels operated, the swarm's advance halted. The extra-dimensional entity that had consumed entire fleets found itself unable to maintain its grip on normal space-time. "How?" Thissera asked, her voice barely audible. "We discovered that consciousness itself is a quantum phenomenon. When properly amplified and directed, awareness can influence the probabilistic foundations of reality. Every human aboard these vessels is psionically linked, creating a collective consciousness capable of imposing order on quantum chaos." Captain Zorhal's energy form flickered with confusion. "You're saying you're using your minds as weapons?" "We're using our minds as tools to repair the damage the swarm has caused to the fabric of existence. This entity feeds on disorder, on the breakdown of physical laws. We're giving it the opposite perfect cosmic order." The tactical displays showed the swarm's forces beginning to retreat, pulled back through the dimensional tiers as they sealed. For the first time in 17 cycles, the red zones on the star charts were shrinking instead of expanding. "The immediate threat is contained," Admiral Vasquez announced. "But this entity will try again. The galaxy will need to prepare for future incursions." Supreme Commander Thissera found herself asking the question that every species in the galaxy would soon be asking: "What do you want in return for this assistance?" Admiral Vasquez's expression grew serious. "Nothing, Commander. Humanity learned long ago that isolation breeds stagnation. We're ready to rejoin the galactic community, not as the primitive species you once knew, but as partners in defending reality itself." As the human fleet began establishing permanent monitoring stations around the sealed dimensional tiers, one truth became clear to every species watching. The balance of power in the galaxy had shifted forever. Humanity hadn't just survived their presumed extinction, they had transcended it. The cosmos would never be the same.